What's up, everybody? We're here back on Couch Confessions today, baby. This episode, my guy, local hooper, ex hooper like myself, and now he's a transition into coaching. And I'm fortunate to have my guy George Good with me today.
Appreciate it.
So what I just said, you transitioned from hooping and to coaching. Tell us like what got you into coaching. As everybody knows that you from here, you hooped, but what made you say, okay, I'm done hooping. Like, what's next? And I think I'm going to be a coach.
The transition, I think, for the most part, was the fact of having somebody that looked like myself and being in that position. I didn't have that growing up, so I feel like that's what I wanted to be. I want to have that advantage to give the kids somebody that comes from being a hooper,
Right.
that looks like them, dressed like them,
Right.
that understands them, just being super relatable.
It's tough because, like what you said, the difference with that is a lot of guys. You see a lot of dads coaching,
Yeah.
but guys who actually played high school, college, pro, you don't see too much of that. And then when you do see it, our attitudes are very competitive, so it's kind of hard for us to turn that off, to dummy ourselves and say, okay, these guys haven't learned. We have to teach them, and we have to help these young guys, like you said, especially someone of our background, how we grew up and stuff. Show them like, hey, I care. I want to see you guys develop. I want to see you guys be your best and get the best out of them.
Nah, for sure. And I think that's the most important part because yeah, the competitive nature doesn't leave. It's
Right.
just trying to instill that into the young guys and make them understand like why are we here? Why are we stepping on this floor? Why are we working so
Mm-hmm.
hard to become something? Because it's not no longer my dream anymore.
Right.
It's help you achieve your dream.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Right now, since you're coaching high school and also you're coaching club,
Yes.
uh, tell me because this is a challenge for you. I know what is the huge challenge with going from club to high school and vice versa. What is challenging for you?
I would say the time would probably be the most difference because with my high school
Mm-hmm.
guys, I have the weeks and certain things like that I can achieve everything we need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But with my club team, it's more of I got weekends.
Got you.
It's weekends, so
Right.
I got to
Right.
make sure that we
So
get
you ain't got no
everything in.
life really.
Not necessarily, no,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's the trade for helping somebody to achieve what they want to achieve.
Right.
I mean, just like somebody did for me in the past.
Right. What would you say right now, man? Because I've had two people talking about this. What would you say that the challenge is with the whole from the club standpoint, uh, and high school? Actually, I guess you could say. What is the challenge with NIL and
Mm.
how that's affecting you from the coaching standpoint,
I
from club or high school? Because now high school guys are getting it.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
how
guess
has that been a challenge for you?
I haven't worked with too many high profile guys like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I hear the talks and the utterings of it. It's more on the fact of people, are they doing it for the love for the game, or are they doing
Mm-hmm.
it for what they can get from it?
Right.
And I think that's the hardest challenge is like if I'm gonna put all my time and effort in to share all the knowledge that I've gained over all the years,
Right.
is it for you just to get payment, or is
Right.
it for you to cherish the game and love the game and try to get something out of it like I did?
I think you hit everything on the nail, but I think about this, man. Our generation, if we actually had an opportunity, we can make money while we doing this in high school and let alone college. But the opportunity is there, and it's like the now everyone is taking advantage of the NIL stuff like that. My question is, what do you think as far as NILs goes? Are they going to have to cap it, or do you think it's out of control?
Um,
It's too far gone.
no, I don't think they're probably gonna have to reel it back in a little bit.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to make sure they have some type of cap because now it's like chasing the money, chasing the money, chasing the
Mm,
money. And I don't know if performance is matching chasing the money.
I agree. I agree.
At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you can get millions of dollars,
Yeah.
but are you worth millions of dollars? Or is it just a branding
Mm.
aspect? Or is it just things for your personal?
And see, that's where you like you just had touch base. What you just said on the passion. We play because we just love the game.
Yeah.
We didn't care. We didn't have no money. We carpooling. Hey, pick so and so. Pick up so and so. We going to Penn Valley. We going to North Kansas City. We going to JUCO, wherever, just to get run in.
Yeah.
We're going anywhere we can to lift weights. So now, and that's we just did that for the love. Look at us now. We still playing here 2-3 days a week, or you set up runs because we just love to hoop. And now I think with the NIL, like you said, it's kind of a crippling thing because now guys is like, okay, I can go over here and get 500,000. They thinking about the material things instead of like, oh yeah, I want to hoop for the love of the game.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they they heart is in the right place initially. Like what got them there to be able to achieve that kind of stuff, to get the money, is the love of the game. But at the end of the day, the love stops because now it's like, oh, I want this, I want that. I see this on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, I see this,
Mm-hmm.
this where, and that's what all it's about now. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm not gonna say that for all kids because I don't think that's what it is,
Right.
but I think the daily struggles or the daily grind of, man, I got to hop on my bike to get
Yep.
here, or I got to call so and so to get me here.
Yep.
It's not the same. It's not.
And I agree with you on that 100% because man, you it's just not the same grind. You think about every decade, it changes. Our decade was different. My
Yeah,
decade was different. You in the same kind of decade as me. You just feel you're years younger than me. But if you think about it, our generation, that's all we knew. Hoop, hoop, hoop.
yeah,
And now that it's always been a business. Sports is always gonna be a business. And that's something that is hard and challenging for me as a trainer to tell parents like, hey man, this is a business. I want the best for your daughter, your son, but listen, at the end of the day, it's a business.
yeah,
As far as development and getting them wet, faster, stronger in the weight room, on the court, skills develop, whatever. I can do my best, whatever. But at the end of the day, you as a coach, you know how this goes. You're gonna get the ones that's gonna help you win. Because at the end of the day, your job's on the line.
for sure, for sure.
And the biggest thing I think that I try to display to parents is give more awareness.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, this is a business. At the end of the day, George has a job. He has responsibility. He's trying to keep his job. He's trying to become a successful coach and keep growing as a growing coach and open doors for himself as well. So I try to give parents an understanding on that from that perspective. Which brings me to my next question is the transfer portal. How do you think that has affected college basketball?
extremely affected it. I mean, and I understand like sometimes situations don't fit, but where's the, I gonna put some grind to it. Like you don't even see it all the way through. You just see like, oh, maybe this is not your opportunity right at that moment. Like see it all the way through. Give it a year or two. Like you giving it a few months and then season ends and then, oh, I'm leaving. Like you leaving. And then you're gonna do it everywhere. That just creates bad habits
Yep,
as an adult.
yep.
Like you can't just be like, well, I'm gonna
I'm
pick up
done.
and leave
I'm done.
every
Yeah,
time something don't work out your way.
yep.
And I think that that's the worst part of the transfer portal.
You got guys in school 6-8 years, man. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? You got guys doing 6 to 8 years, bro. Like that's crazy. And I'm not hating. It's just like, man, could you imagine you'd have been to 5, 6 schools in 6 to 8 years?
yeah, that at that point
And
your
BYU,
experience.
they might have 8 to 9.
Yeah,
Think about it.
because you got to go on your
Mormon,
mission
yeah,
first. You got to
yeah,
go on
like
your
schools
mission
like
first.
that. So it's like, man, this is a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, and that's the tough part about that. It's like you want to see kids be successful. Like I'm not denying nobody's success, but
Right,
at the same time, it's like what extremes do you have to go to make it be successful?
right.
And I mean, we seen in the NCAA tournament the kid from NC State. He was been in college almost 6 years, so it's like you've gained so much knowledge at some point that you're just gonna be better than a lot of people.
Bigger, stronger, faster,
Yeah,
experience. So, which is the next question I got for you is while I'm thinking about it, how does that affect you as a coach as far as recruiting? You know what I'm saying? Because how does the recruitment affect it? Because now you as a high school coach, you're trying to get your guys to a school, right?
yeah,
So the first thing, because I'm in it too. As a trainer, I got coaches saying, "Hey man, can you got a 6'5" athletic wing?" Like
yeah. But how
I
old does he
call
have to
you, I
be?
call other coaches. Like, what do you mean to do? And I feel like it's tough. So like, what do you think needs to happen? Or what do you think? Because now, how hard it's a lot of it's stress on you as a coach. But what do you think needs to happen in order to take some of this pressure and relieve you or all of y'all coaches? Because now it's like the wild wild west.
Yeah,
The portal is wide open. And what I've heard from some coaches, they text me and say, "Hey, we looking at transfer kids or JUCO kids.
Yeah, and
So
that's like putting a hindering on like what how developed do I have to have high school kids? Or at 18, I guess you're not ready. So what should you do? And then you got to think public schools, you only can be there for 4 years. You can go and only prep for a year. So it's like, where do I send my kids? They got to go to JUCO. So
and how do we work together? Think
yeah,
about it. You the coach, trainer, you gotta say, Lou, when he with you do XYZ, when he with me, I'm like, but then it's only gonna be so much.
it is only so much because it's gonna be a guy that's 20, 21 that is gonna have his spot already.
Mhm.
It's like how do you teach that? How do you gain that appreciation? So now it's tough for kids to even have that
Mhm.
dream like we had. Like we knew when we was leaving high school that the goal was to play D1.
That's it.
Now it's like D1 is difficult if I'm not
Way difficult.
top 50 player in the country
Hmm.
for the most part, top 100. Like you gotta gauge it. Like, because if I can't go in and be ready to play right away,
Yep.
then I'm not gonna be there.
Yep. And every high school kid, what is so my question is, what do you tell a high school kid? Because at the end of the day, now they have dreams to go D1.
Yeah,
So what do you tell them? They go JUCO, prep, because prep now it seems like you kind of got to go with the wave. You can't say go here because there's no right answer.
yeah.
So what advice would you give to high school kids as far as uh, what avenue, like if they're not getting the looks they want, or would you just tell them, hey, go straight to your 4 year and then try to go from there? Which then they go to the portal, possibly if the things don't work out. You know what I mean? So like, what is I guess standpoint right now? What would
Um,
you suggest young guys that are watching this say, hey, you as a coach, what is your take on facilitating where this kid should go?
I always think that the dream should be try to go
D1.
the highest
Yeah.
level you can go to.
Yeah.
That's always going to be the goal.
Right.
So if that's what you want to achieve, then that's what you should be pushing for. And then the chips will fall where they may after
Gotcha.
that. But you always got to go for what you, in your heart, you believe. I
Hmm.
don't think no kid that's walking around says, hey, I'm going to go JUCO.
Right.
That's never the goal.
Right.
I'm gonna go play prep school. That's never the goal. It's like, hey, I want to play Division 1, Division 2, high level
Hmm.
basketball, and that's what I want to do. I don't
Right.
think that you should deter from your dreams based on how everything is going like
You could
that.
just tell them it's gonna be more scenical.
Yeah, I
More of
mean,
a scenic route. You know what
it
I'm
it
saying?
might be, and it might help the transfer
Yeah.
portal situation. It's like, hey, you go to a 4 year school, and then next thing you know, like, well, okay, I was here a year, or 2 years, and it didn't work out based on not that I didn't commit myself,
Right.
based on the fact that it's just not a great fit for me. There's,
Right.
I think there's layers to everything, and I think that people should weigh out the pros and cons of everything before they just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna transfer,"
Right.
because it's not instant gratification is not
Correct.
real.
Correct.
Like that's on Instagram. That's
At
not
all.
in reality of playing this sport. You got to really put the grind to it because it's not you. It's you and millions of other people that's trying to
Yeah.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna separate yourself?
Which brings me to my next question as far as development. You do see now that the guys, as far as player development, would you say it's decreased and hurt? You guys as coaches, you're trying to get the kid to a school. But as far as the player's development, do you see a gap from, like you just said, this guy wants to go D1, but he's playing so many games every weekend. The week is all he got, 4 to 5 days a week is to get his skill development in. Feel me?
Yeah,
So do you see the decrease in player development and what needs to happen on that point?
I think it's the details of player development. I don't think it's. I think that the player development has went increased since me and you was playing, but I think the details of what really needs to go on in player development because a lot of kids is working on things that they're not going to be
And
able
it's
to
not in
use in
their
the
game.
game.
Yep.
So it's like you got to format it to where you do it to fits you the best and what a coach needs or
Hmm.
what your team needs,
Hmm.
not necessarily what player you want to be. You can't be like, hey, I'm 6'11" and I want to play like so and so
Yep.
that's in the NBA. It's like, nah, that's not how that works.
Yep.
You can take things from that person's game and try to add it to your game. But when you're working on your player development things, you got to work on things that you can intangibly use at the moment.
That's true. I
So,
think I do agree with the detail part. It's just weird because when we did, what I guess it goes back to what you said though, man. When we did this stuff, it was more so like we knew all the guys who played. whether it's college pro, whatever.
Yeah.
We got together, we did it every day.
Uh-huh.
These guys, I don't see them doing it unless it's organized. Unless you saying, hey, we got pickup. You have to organize pickup.
Yeah.
Parents have to find guys like me, or you have to refer people to people like me.
Uh-huh.
And I see that that's the lacking indicator with the coaches working together with the trainers and say, hey, go to this guy, go to whatever. And then this is what he needs to work on. And then when it comes to that, the details, then you say, Luther, this kid is gonna, because everybody's not a shifty guy. Like I was talking to another coach. You gotta train guys when it's comes to skill development. If I know a person shifty, uh, better, someone like myself who's better north and south, I'm not gonna train them going side to side.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
not their game. They're not going to be comfortable. That's not going to present and market that player in a way that the coach is going to be attracted to him to want to put them in their system.
For sure.
So it's one of those things. I just feel like the detail is huge, and I feel like from my standpoint, I feel like the way to get these guys prepared for you all is gotten more competitive. But I think the kids are kind of in between a rock and a hard ball when it comes to like doing so many games, and when they come in and do their workouts, they so tired from the weekend.
For sure.
So they come in. Their parents will say, "We'll take Monday and Tuesday off,"
Yeah.
but they really can't
Yeah.
because some of these guys jump shots not consistent. Some of these guys handles not up to par. Some of these guys need to work on getting to the basket, taking contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the solution for that? What is your take on that?
And since I'm on that AAU circuit now, and I understand like they don't overload them with games, no more than 2 a day.
Right.
But I think that it's important to understand your body and what you can do. There's a way to have an off day and still do something, even if it's not you running suicides or up and down doing stuff. There's a day you can work on ball handling on your off day. You can work on plyometrics. You can do hella stuff that's not necessarily hindering on the legs or, it's stuff like that.
I think it's something too. Speaking of recovery, I think, something dope is, maybe some of your with your club is, introduce them to Ruby Jeans, you got the family business.
Yeah.
Start getting them on like juice, tell them about different ways, turmeric, stuff that's going to help them when they, because that's inflammation in knees, ankles.
For sure.
Just try to tie everything together. And, because we didn't know nothing about this shit.
No, we didn't.
Let's be honest, we didn't know shit about. I got my degree in it, and I was just hooping 7, 8 years. I was eating shit, like you said. I didn't know how to fuel my body.
For sure.
And I had a degree. I had a degree in it. Just didn't know how to, didn't even apply it.
Yeah.
So that was my fault. But it's just like knowing it now and educating myself. It's like we need to instill that so these guys can. Like I did a video about injury prevention. Like you said, feel your body right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Learning your body, knowing your body, and that comes from like us telling these guys that, but they have to apply it.
Yeah.
And that's hard. They ain't gonna do it.
They gotta trust us. That's the biggest thing. Like you tell somebody that this is how you gotta eat, this is what you should be drinking. They have to understand and trust that you know what you're talking about. So I think that's important for us. I always think like the visual effort, like being relatable with the kids is like I give them the visual effort too.
Yeah.
They see me drinking and eating. They don't see me doing like outlandish things. I'm on the road with the kids. They be like, "Oh, you're not gonna eat this?"
Yeah.
They be like, "Oh," I'm like, "Coach, don't eat that." Like, so I think it's that, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to enjoy life and eat what you want to eat, but at the same time, like being in this field, you gotta be the same example.
Live that lifestyle.
Yeah, you got to give them the example so they can really trust and believe what you're giving them.
Yeah, and we all fall off the horse. We go through trials and tribulations. We fall off the horse. I know myself. I did that to myself, and like for instance, I fell off the horse and trying to get back in shape, turning it back up in the gym, going hard. But like you said, we are leaders, and we have to set the example for the youth. Which leads me to my next question: What's next for you? Is your ultimate goal to move up, and as far as coaching, or do you want to stay at the high school level? Is your goal to move up?
I don't know. Like I appreciate the high school level. I mean, I'm really just getting my foot in the door in the high school level. I mean, it's been exciting to begin, and I think it's just really learning the game and understanding it from the coaching standpoint. Like playing the game is one thing, but coaching the game is another thing.
Another level.
So it's like understanding that aspect. So I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, essentially. So I'm enjoying the coaching thing.
Just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah. So it's like developing these kids and still having that passion because I know once I get to the college level, if I go to the college level, it's gonna be a business.
Right.
It's gonna immediately switch to being a business.
Right.
And right now, it's not necessarily a business. It's the
It's
passion.
fun.
Yeah, and I enjoy that aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the business point isn't important,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like I still appreciate the love. Like
You
that's why I
got to.
do it. That's
And it's funny you bring that up because it's like that's why I still love to work with high school, middle school guys because you just love to see them develop. You love to see you have something to do with their development and see them come from here from point A to point to A to Z
yeah,
over the course of time. To me, I think that's the high I get out of this. You know what I mean? The adrenaline rush. You're like, oh yeah, man, that's dope. Seeing man when this kid first came, he was like this. Now he or she then came so far, whether it's in the weight room, on the court, whatever. You know, you had something to do with that, and to see a kid develop over time, I think is super dope.
nah, for sure. And I like that aspect. So I started my coaching journey with seventh graders,
Okay.
um, with Pivot Life, and then I moved on to freshman in high school at Belton,
Hmm.
and now at Raypeck now, and just formerly at Barstow, and then I've been with MoCamp for the last 3 years, and
Hmm.
I've been with 15s, 16s, and now I'm with the 14s,
Hmm.
and it's constantly seeing that. Like I'll be at the gym and I see the guys that I had at 15s that are still there at 17, and I see the growth, and I'm
Hmm.
like, I know I had a little impact on that
Yeah.
because I was a voice, I was somebody that they could lean on and
Yeah.
ask questions and show them different stuff.
Right.
So I love that, seeing some of the guys from the young age to being young adults is crazy, and it gains a much appreciation. So
Hmm.
I think that's why I like being where I'm at right now, because I get to see
Mm. Last question, not every question. I know you're a sneakerhead.
it.
Give me your top three shoes.
Ooh, top three.
Top three that you want to rock, like that you don't have or you want.
Ooh, that I don't have
I'm
is
gonna give you mine. Back to Futures.
oh, okay.
I'm messing with these NFL or NBA guys. I train. Hey, need some Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, okay. That's dang. What don't top three? All right, let's go. Top three sneakers of all time, in my personal opinion.
Or no,
Uh,
the ones that you want personally.
that I want
Yeah, or
personally.
you got. I know you got a garage full of shit.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff.
But what's the one that you know you want, like that you gonna save up to get? You like shit. I gotta get them.
Damn, that's hard. It's
Let's say you had one every year. You get one tight ass shoe. What would it be?
mm, I have to think on that. That's you put me on the spot with that
Back to
one.
the Futures band ones for me.
With the X on the back.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I have
You got them?
breads. I have some breads. I ain't got the band ones. Um,
Need the X on the back.
what is something that I would from every? That's hard because that's when you
And then I need them off white Kobe's.
you're a sneaker. Oh yeah, that's true. When you a sneaker guy, I think that it's always like depending on how long you've been interested. Because as a kid, that's when it started.
I know.
Like I was talking to somebody the other day, and I told him like what shoe put me on sneakers was the Columbia 11s when Jordan wore them in the All Star game.
Oh
That
yeah.
was that was
All
I remember,
white.
yeah, all
Oh
white.
yeah. Okay.
That was the shoe that like made me love shoes. So a Jordan 11 is always gonna be probably like
Yes.
number one for me in my books.
Yes.
Um, and that's almost any colorway, but that Columbia colorway is
Top
top.
one.
Yeah, that's number one for me because it's like it was Michael
I like the
Jordan.
Concord ones. I mean the 11s, the regular ones.
Concourse is
My mom
different.
waited in line to get them.
Oh well,
Remember
yeah,
back in the day?
yeah,
Foot Locker, you had to wait in line.
yeah,
Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all too young.
yeah. Facts.
Parents had to wait in line to get the shoes.
Um,
And then lunch, they bring them into you. You coming
yeah,
in at
because
second half of the day.
they used to come out on Wednesdays. They don't know about the
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
And then what was that store there by y'all?
Just for feet.
Yep.
Just for feet.
Hey, George used to be like 115, 110.
Man, what? Jordans
Yes.
was cheap back then. So it's I think it's
Carolinas,
Carolinas is number one.
right?
Um, I gotta go. You gotta have a bread one. Bread one is always
Okay.
gonna be top. It can go with anything. You can
Yeah,
wear
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
essentially
yeah,
with any outfit.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think a bread one is gonna be number two for me.
Right.
And personally, This is one of my favorite ones. It's good to. I played in it. I love to wear it. It's a Jordan 10. A Jordan 10.
I got like 6, 7 pair of them.
Jordan
I
10s
just
is
started getting them over the last 5 years though.
yeah. Jordan 10 is
I want the
important.
Seattle's next.
I got those.
Ray Allen's.
Yeah, I got the Seattle ones. So those is
They
like
feel good too.
yeah. Jordan 10 is like a comfortable shoe.
Yeah,
It's simple, and I just like something you could just throw on.
that's that
Just you
good.
could just throw a
Sweats,
yeah.
in and out. Yeah,
Yeah, you could throw a Jordan 10 on with some sweats,
yeah.
and you cool. So it's just
So
whatever
we
you
got the
feel.
Columbias,
A bread
bread,
and a
and
Jordan
Jordan.
10.
So all his favorites is J's. Y'all hear that?
All
Coach
Jordans.
Good like the J's.
You gonna catch me in different stuff, but yeah, it's always gonna
J's.
be a Jordan. Favorite shoe to hoop in is a Kobe though.
They were,
For sure. It's a Kobe.
Kobe 9 is mine. I love the Kobe
Um
9s.
I'm gonna go with a 6 or a 5 or a
Mm.
6. 5 or a 6 is for me.
I love the J's, man. I
Yeah.
love the Kobe's. Kobe's got the grip. You can move in them, and
Yeah.
I can't hoop in high tops.
I mean, I can, but I think I prefer the Kobe's now.
Yeah, I like them low.
That's important. Like, I mean, and Jordan, I mean, us growing up, Michael
That was
Jordan was the
it.
guy.
They ain't Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe,
At
but
the end of that era, because
the
you
end of it,
understand,
yeah,
we became a Kobe guy. If you think about it, early 2000s.
for sure. I
It
guess.
wasn't but growing up, it was Jordan on NBC Sports. It was
Yeah.
Jordan.
Oh my gosh, NBC. Kids
Yes.
don't know.
They don't know
About that.
Y'all need to do y'all research.
Yeah, that Sunday, you just hearing that music. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
Marv Albert and
yeah.
what was the dude? What was his name? He's like, come on there all the time, white dude.
I got to think about it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He'd be like,
NBA is different than how we grew up, but those experiences kind of shape you and
make you love the game.
Yeah, make you love it. Like you just appreciate those times and stuff.
Just talking about that make you want to just hoop.
Yeah, it do. It
make you want to just hoop, bro.
It do, and
you be like, we grew up on.
Yeah, and grew up on that, like in Penny Hardaway and
they don't know about that, bro.
Yeah, people don't understand
they don't know
that connection that you make with all that stuff, and
kids don't even know who Penny is.
I know, and when I wear some of his shoes, the kids be like, "What are those?" Like,
don't know how you know who Penny is.
Penny, like what?
I had somebody actually ask who was Penny Hardaway. I said, man, I had a kid actually ask me who was man, it was crazy. I said, dang, like he asked me who the glove was. I said, Gary Payton. He's like, yeah, who's the glove? I said, the glove. That's the glove. He's like, no, I don't know who you. Oh, didn't know who Grandmama was? I said, oh man.
Because the research, they don't research it. Like that's why I say that I think that the love is different.
Yeah.
Because we knew, even though those guys before that, like the Elgin Baylors, the Wilts,
they come in the gym, so we respect.
Yeah, we understand like who those people was. Yeah. Like it wasn't only about the people that we knew, like that was always on TV. Like we understood like all the old school players and stuff. Yeah. So
man, I appreciate your time, man. Got my guy George Good on here. I appreciate your time, and we're gonna drop more dope content. Like you to subscribe, like, and share. I appreciate my time,
man.
My guy,
For sure.
Check out his spot also, Ruby Jeans, great juicery, local. He got several locations.